Call to order the meeting of the Utilities Service Board for January 6th, 2020. Good New Year to you all. Hope you had a good holiday season. And we will start by appointing the roles for 2020. Are there, I assume we have to nominate president and vice president. Those seem to be the only roles open, so anyone want to make a nomination?
I nominate Julie Roberts for president.
What about vice president?
Oh, you want me to do that too?
I would.
Okay, and myself for vice president?
Second.
And a second from the man in the black suit and the black overcoat. Any other nominations? Hearing none, we'll accept that as the list of nominations. Any questions? Any statements by the? No. Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, that's that. Then we'll hand over the duties to Jean. There you go.
Thank you very much.
There's a question. Does the board want to revisit the membership of the various subcommittees in the next couple of weeks, or do we want to stay with the current structure?
Well, I guess I would say I assume that we're going to have a new member.
At some point, yeah.
If it
only wait until that time.
Good to wait. Let's keep it until.
Okay.
But I don't know. With Sam, I assume that.
We're using a couple, three of them now.
So we should make the alternate the real member.
I think we probably could just wait until council acts and then let people join committees that they're interested in or have expertise in.
Sounds good.
Okay, thank you.
All right, so we are not going to address subcommittee membership at this point. Okay. So I think the first item of business is to amend the agenda for tonight. Is that right?
We're dropping that item, so we do not need to amend the agenda.
I thought we were at least dropping items 7 and 8.
Yes.
Is that okay? So
Adding the 6.
and we're adding 6B. Okay, so the proposed amendments would be to drop items 7 and 8 from tonight's agenda and defer those for review by the Finance Subcommittee and then take those back up again next week. And then to add item 6B. And does everybody have a copy of that item? Do you have a copy of that? Okay. So, are there any questions or comments about amending the agenda? Okay. Then with that, do I have a motion for approval of the amendments?
So moved.
Second.
I do have a question. My memorandum says item 6C.
We had a 6B and a 6C at the beginning. We're down to just one.
So 6C became 6B, yes. So even though the item is labeled as 6C on the copies that you all have, it's actually 6B.
What's 6?
And 6B should be the approval of Bruce Rob's security.
Slides.
Okay.
I'm assuming 6A is just 6.
Yeah.
Yeah, there we go.
Okay, we're good.
Would be A. So we have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, motion carries. The agenda is amended. Okay, so next item is approval of the minutes from the previous meeting. Are there any questions or discussion?
So moved.
Second. Moved in second. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? Okay, minutes are approved. Now, let me get to the next section here. All right. We have approval of the standard invoices. Is there any discussion or questions? Yes, Amanda.
I have a question. There is an expense on here for American Structure Point on page 1 for the drainage study. And that led me to think of another drainage studies that we were going to have done up near the YMCA and Winslow. Has that one gone through yet?
What engineering?
Okay.
Philippine Engineering, no, they've not completed that study yet. I think I don't even know if we've had a claim on that.
Okay, yeah, that's what I hadn't seen anything, and I thought, it kind of reminded me of that, so.
Yeah.
Okay, thanks.
Any other questions? Okay, do I have a motion for approval?
Second?
We have a motion and second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, invoices are approved. Next, we have utility bills. In the amount of $349,607.
So, in your signature folder there,
Yeah.
it has each of the different claims on a separate sheet of paper. Past your consent agenda.
Oh, yes, okay. Okay, yeah, all right. So, customer refunds, payables, amount of, okay, utility bills, right? All right, there we go. Item utility bills in the amount of $77,711.19. Any questions? All right, can I have a motion?
So moved.
Second?
All right, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
When you're asking for a motion, and they just say so moved,
Oh.
we don't even know
Oh, what the motion is?
to approve.
Okay. Okay. All right, so do I have a,
The person making the motion should spell it out.
okay, should I redo that part?
I would like to.
Okay, very good. So do I have a motion to approve the utility bills?
So moved.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. Next is wire transfers for $349,646.28. Do I have a motion to approve the wire transfers and fees?
So moved.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. All right, thank you. And next is customer refunds in the amount of $1,483.58. Do I have a motion to, any questions or comments? All right, do I have a motion to approve this amount?
So moved.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Okay. Next up would be staff with the consent agenda.
Good evening. Staff is bringing a consent agenda with a lot of items on it. They're displayed on the screen in front of you. Chris, do I need to read them item by item?
Need to, the consent agenda speaks for itself.
Okay. One thing I'd like you to notice, two things actually, is item C has been removed, and items E through L, the cover memo that is in your packet has a typo saying that The contracts can be extended for 3 one-year periods ending in 2033. That should be 2023. That language is not reflected in the contracts themselves. It's only a scrivener's error in the cover memo. Thank you. The staff recommends approval of all the items remaining on the consent agenda. Is there any board member who would like to remove any of these items from the consent agenda for separate consideration?
Jim?
Thank you. Nothing to remove, but my brain works weird. Have you by chance added up this total? What is the total dollar amount for everything that's on the consent agenda?
We can add it up.
Oh, I can do that. I was wondering if you already knew, or if you just...
I don't know off the top of my head.
That's all right. I'll take care of it. Thank you.
As hearing none, the agenda remains in place. Is there any member who disagrees with the approval of this? Hearing none, the consent agenda is approved.
Okay, thank you. Item 6A, request approval of change order number 1 for agreement with Building Associates, and I believe we have Mike Hicks to talk about this.
Good evening, Mike Hicks with the Engineering Department. Here this evening to request approval of change order number 1 and the final change order for a project for roof replacements that the board went into an agreement with Building Associates Incorporated, a local roofing company, and we did 8 roof replacements there's 7 at Winter Pool wastewater plant, and we did 2 at Monroe Water Plant and 1 at Bloomington wastewater plant this year. Projects are complete, and in the progress of the work, a few items came up. This change order addresses those. There were 6 items that came up. 2 relate to additional layers of roofing that were discovered on 2 roofs, and there was the cost for that, for adjusting for the extra layers of roof, is $4,525, and the second roof where they found additional layers was $2,625 change. At the Monroe Water Treatment Plant low service intake roof replacement, it was discovered that after the roof was torn off that the skylights were in very poor condition. There are 6, they're pretty large, and they sit directly over equipment that we have to lift out with a crane, so we have to remove the skylight. And so this seemed to be a good opportunity to replace those 6 skylights, and that is a cost of $14,020 additional to the agreement price. The Dillon wastewater plant, original design by the architect was to install an exterior fixed ladder on the building to access the roof. There was previously no way to get to the roof without 30-foot plus step ladder or extension ladder or some type of a lift. So we wanted to put a permanent way to get to the roof, and after we got down the road with the project, we decided that we'd prefer to have that ladder inside at the second level of the building and then cut in a roof hatch. It would be a better condition for us to service the equipment on the roof and to access the roof. So that change came at a cost of $11,528.75. The last 2 things were an adjustment for repairing roof drains. It came to be that there was a kind of mistake made by the contractor, and we got water in the building. So we had to tear out the suspended ceiling in the maintenance building at Dillman, and with that uncovered some connections of the drains beneath the deck of the roof that needed repair. So while the contractor was in there with the suspended ceiling removed, we asked them to go up and put new boots on these connections below the roof deck. And that came to a cost of $1,288. Last item is repair of an overhead crane. As I alluded to, we got some water damage in the building, and the contractor took care of it very well. In the process of that, we asked them to have the bridge crane inspected to make sure it was not water damaged. They hired a company to come down and evaluate it as well as make repairs as necessary. They found that the aged insulation and wiring on the crane had shorted and burned, and it really was no fault of any water damage. There was no water that got into it, so we agreed to pay that bill to have that crane repaired, and it was $975. So the total of those six will increase the agreement contract amount by $32,361.75. And that brings the adjusted contract sum to $472,961.75. In addition, we added 45 days to the contract with this change order. I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Are there any questions for Mike? Could I just get a clarification? You mentioned water damage, and was that, did you say that that was caused by the work of the contractor, or, okay.
I did. Building Associates used a subcontractor. Since we had so many roofs and such a short window of time to complete them, it kind of started late summer and went into fall. So they hired a sub, and they had a good reputation, but they goofed and left some insulation material on the roof that was loose, and we got about a 1.8-inch rainfall. And it pushed that material to the roof drains. The roof has drains, like 12 on that building, and it plugged them. So water rose and got into the walls of the building. They tore a lot of drywall out, replaced a lot of suspended ceiling. But everything's repaired, painted. They went beyond and painted everything pretty much, and new ceilings and things. So yes, it was a mistake, and they owned up to it and took care of it.
And City of Bloomington Utilities didn't pay for that repair work that was related to, okay, gotcha.
We had risk management involved and assisted me to work through all that.
Okay, so the cost of those types of repairs are not included in this change order?
No.
Okay, very good. Any other questions, or? Okay, then do you have a motion for approval of this change order with Building Associates?
So move.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, motion carries. Change order is approved. Thank you. Thank you. All right. Moving on to item 6B, which is the request for approval of Bruce Wild Security amendment, and that's Cindy Shaw. Hi, Cindy.
Cindy Shaw, Purchasing Department. Hello. We are asking the board to approve an extension of the Bruce Wild Security contract. I believe the total, let me get the... total is for the additional funds for the security contract at Griffey will go from January 1st to July 31st this year for the amount of $150,804. They're still involved in the cleanup there, and so we estimated a July 31st date with the agreement with the contractor that if we need early termination, we can early terminate.
Okay. All right. Are there any questions?
How much longer? I just...
I was expecting that question.
I cannot believe.
So here's where we are. We have our contractor who's been leading the cleanup and the planning for the demolition will be bringing us a demolition plan by the 15th of January. At that point, that will serve as the bid documents will be included for bidding on the demolition project. At that point, we'll just go ahead and open that for bids, and hopefully we'll be under contract, in the normal amount of time after that. And once the demolition begins, we're done with Bruce Wild's. The security at this site during the demolition process is included in the demolition contract. So we expect that the end is near on the Bruce Wild's contract. There's a wild card in the demolition process in that some of the wastes may be covered under both the Toxic Substances Control Act and the Resource Conservation and Recovery Act. Those wastes, if we have them, will be more difficult to dispose of. So we will be doing separation of the materials at the site during the demolition process in order to keep things moving along. And when we know what, if any, materials are covered by both, RCRA and TSCA will deal with that at that time.
Are there still security problems there?
Every day, almost, we have people arrive at the site, 2 cars, 5 people, those kinds of things show up in the control log almost every day.
What are they doing? Do you know?
I don't know what they intended to do, but they're being asked to leave.
If there were no security there, what could they do that would be a problem?
Well, they could first of all, someone could get hurt, and they could bring things into the building that we would then later have to clean up again. We've been through this twice now, so it's, at this point, the building is an attractive nuisance that we're working to get rid of, and we're trying to keep people out of there.
Right, just $277,000 isn't chump change.
As I understand it, I mean, a big part of the problem we have there today is because of vandalism.
It's exactly, yes.
I mean, so we don't want to make that any worse.
Exactly. And we don't want anybody falling downstairs or falling in a pit or any of those kinds of things.
Any other questions or comments? Jim?
I want to make a comment that one of the other concerns is people tracking some of that material outside of that as well. I didn't hear that mentioned. But do we anticipate what kind of materials we may find that needs to be disposed? Have we already anticipated that? Have we identified some potential disposal sites?
Yes. Most of the building will simply be able to be taken to a hazardous landfill in Rochdale, Indiana. That's not very expensive to deal with. There may be, the reason it has to go there is some of the wastes have paint that contains PCB in it. Those paints appear to be on pipes and so forth. It turns out that was at one time a common compound to have in corrosion-resistant paint. The issue is if we have any materials, for example, pieces of pipe that might have lead or copper or cadmium or something like that that could leach out, as well as having PCB paint. So if it's covered by both statutes, then that is more difficult to dispose of and more expensive. So that's why we need to separate it. But there's lead paint all over the place. We believe most all of the asbestos is out, the mercury is out, so we don't anticipate any major leaching problems there, but we're not taking any chances.
Thank you.
Okay. If there's no further comment, do I have a motion for approval of this amendment with Bruce Wild Security?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Cindy. All right, moving on, do we have any old business from the board? Any old business from the staff? Any new business from the board? New business from staff? All right, we don't have any subcommittee reports. Staff reports? Vic?
Yes, I've got a few remarks. The first is I'd like to, on behalf of all the staff here at CBU, I'd like to thank Jim Sherman for the time he served as the Vice President of the USB. We've led a lot of meetings and very well, and we do appreciate all of your dedication to the USB and to the Utilities Department. I'd also like to congratulate and thank the new officers for the board on behalf of the staff, and we look forward to working with all of you. And we missed Julie tonight, but she'll be back soon. The third item is to welcome Latrina Harrington, who's here at the end of the row. Latrina is the new administrative assistant to the director, and we're very happy to have her here. And things are going well, and she will be your liaison as well. So if you have any questions or issues, please reach out to Latrina. The fourth item is that today our contractor came in to conduct the reverse auction for all of our treatment chemicals. We've done this a couple of times in the past. Okay. Laura's been calculating numbers for me. We estimate the savings that we achieved by doing reverse auction around $81,000. So that's very good.
Is this like the classic Dutch auction, where you start at a level and then decrease it?
Kind of. We had some disappointed people that there wasn't like the auctioneer doing the thing, but what do? We eight chemicals were up for bid, and they have to put in an entry bid with the vendor, and then over a series of time, they keep lowering the price. Bidders do not know who the other bidders are, but they do see their ranking as the bid goes on.
Because when we were in Netherlands, we sat in on several reverse auctions, usually with flowers, and I loved watching those. I thought the process was so much better than our going up.
And we can put this on things other than chemicals as well. There's a bunch of different things we can use this for.
And the last item is, we tallied it up, the consent agenda totaled $124,200.61. Okay, good. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Are there any petitions and communications from the public? All right. And am I forgetting anything? We're good? Okay. So with that, I would entertain a motion to adjourn. We are adjourned.